guys, John Rettinger with John4Lakers.com here. Some of you who follow me on Twitter may know that I am moving in 2 weeks to a new place about 2 miles away. But, of course, with moving comes packing and finding a whole bunch of old stuff. So, as I was unpacking and packing new boxes, I found some electronics gizmos back from early 2000s, some stuff when I was in college, and I graduated college in 2003, and even before then. So I thought it'd be cool to do a walkthrough of technology in John 4 Lakers past. So let me go ahead and walk you guys through some of the cool stuff I found. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys right here is my first digital camera. So first, look how big that case is. So before I take it out, guess what you think the megapixel is for my first digital camera. I think this was probably back in 2001. So tiny little LCD screen here. Right there, 1.3 megapixel. I remember Olympus Comedia. I remember having this thing and thinking it was so cool. I could take pictures digitally. It connected with USB, and which was still kind of a new technology at the time. It had a zoom. I mean, it really was an impressive thing at the time, and I was just so happy and proud to have it. It was just so cool, and now my phone has a better camera than this thing, and just look how big it is. And this was a pocketable camera for the day. You opened it up, if I remember. Flash popped out right there. Put that back. You had actually pushed the flash back in. Kind of cool. And came in this big case. I remember walking around with this case in my pocket because I was way too cool to put it on my belt. And it was huge. It's back in the day when pants were about 8 times as too big and super baggy. So pretty cool. My old digital camera. So the next thing, I'm a big cell phone guy, as you guys are coming to realize. Here's one of my old cell phones that I found when I was with Sprint. I was in college at the time. I believe I was a junior in college. So that puts this at 2002. And I remember begging to get this phone. It was a flip phone. It was so cool. I remember it had internet on it just so I could check sports scores. I mean, it was so advanced for its time. Even looking at it now, it still doesn't look super outdated. I guess it's really thick. If it was thinner, it would still just look like probably a cheap, free, pay-as-you-go cell phone. But it is really big. It was a nice phone. I remember it getting great reception. I was always very happy with Sprint. Had the pull-out antenna, which you don't really see anymore. Push that back in. But I remember it being just a very nice phone. See how big the battery was. And this is before any of the 3G stuff. See if it says how big the battery is. 3.6 volts. See if it says milliamp hours on it. Nope. Portable dual band phone. Old. So I'll put that aside. We got plenty more stuff here. While we're on the phone track, here's another old phone I had. This one's not as old. This one probably is 2004 actually, back when AT&T was Singular. A Nokia phone with just a bizarre keyboard. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see that. Isn't that just a strange keyboard with the circles right there? I remember always messing up calls. It had a really cool feature though. You could actually record calls when you were on them. So I used to just record friends all the time and play it back, just kind of as a joke. So that was actually a really cool phone. I remember I tried to start a company when I was in college. I remember using this as a business phone. I was making websites, and I think mostly I was converting VHS to DVD is what I was doing. It was kind of cool. So there's still even an old Singular SIM card in there. Let's take that out. Battery on this thing, 3.6 volts again. So let's see what the old Singular SIM cards look like. So we can get that out. I even had a reception booster in there because in my old place I got awful reception, if you can see that right there. It's like a little sticker you stuck in there. Didn't do anything, and it was super expensive. Let me get that SIM card out. There we go. So here is an old Singular wireless SIM card. This was before Singular became AT&T. 32K. Wow, that is not much storage on there. So kind of cool, I think. Go ahead and put that back. Throw the battery back in there. Alright, put that off to the side. So I'm getting to some other cool stuff that maybe is a little more interesting, but I want to show you some of the other stuff here. This is a mini disc player. Some of the younger guys may not even know what this is. This was really before even a mini disc in there. This was before MP3 players really took off. Mini disc was a technology that Sony pioneered, and you can actually hold so much information on this. It was better than tapes at the time. You could just put all the songs on you wanted, and you could record over it. So here's one. It was my study mix when I was studying when I was in school. Mozart and Beethoven, that kind of stuff. You just put it in, close it, had a little display. You could program what it said and what the songs were on. It actually was really cool. It connected to your computer via a little port right there and just plugged in. It was not the best quality, but it was really neat at the time, and it was very portable. It took AA batteries, so I really liked it. So I had that, just some other mini discs I had, some Green Day stuff on it here. She had 3 Green Day albums. So back in the day, to get 3 albums on one disc like this was actually really impressive. Next thing I have right here, and I'm sure you guys probably don't remember this, is a zip disk. So this is back when computers still had floppy disk drives and CD drives were just kind of not so popular yet. Zip 100. I think this is just like a 100 megabyte disk, and it was a big old drive. It was like a big floppy drive. You put it in, you could store all your stuff on it. This is my Word backup files. It was probably filled up with probably 10 or 12, 100 megabytes. So not that many Word documents, and it really filled it up. I remember going and having to get this because I was running out of storage on my floppies. It was 100 megabytes, and I distinctly remember thinking, that's so big, who's ever going to fill up 100 megabytes? So while we're talking about storage, I have a storage card here that I want to show you guys. This predates SD and is bigger than SD, but there's something kind of cool about it. Let me take it out here. Not throw it on the floor. So, pretty big storage card, relatively thin. Take a guess about how much storage you think is on this. It was for Olympus, so it was for my digital camera that I just showed you guys. Look at that, 8 megabytes. 8 megabyte card for a 1.3 megapixel camera. Unbelievable. And look how big this thing is. This standard has gone out so long ago, but still kind of cool. So the next thing I think you guys maybe might want to see the most is right here. The first generation iPod. And this one actually still has the click wheel that moved around. It actually might be the second generation iPod. Had the click wheel that kind of moved around, the menu buttons. It used FireWire. Where was it? There's a FireWire port to charge, I'll show you guys. Right there on the charger is FireWire. Though Apple's chargers have still stayed the same over the years. And I remember having this and thinking, oh my god, this is so cool. I got all my music right here. It shows me what it is. It probably still works. Yeah, FireWire port. You pull that off. I mean, but look how thick this is now. I mean, compared to most devices here. And this, if I remember correctly here, I believe was 10 gigabytes of storage. And 10 gigabytes at the time was so impressive. I mean, it's crazy to think that now I have 16 gigabytes right on my phone. Here's a generation shot. Still pretty cool to think how far technology has come. So another cool thing that I had, and actually it came with this case too. iPods don't come with real cases anymore. It was a belt clip. It was actually really nice. So while I was cleaning up, I also found the original box that the iPod came in. So we actually you could only get a Windows or a Mac iPod. There wasn't one for both. You had to actually request it, which was kind of strange. And they came in just these monster boxes. So I'm going to do a sort of unboxing. I don't know what's left in here. I haven't opened it up since I found it. So let's walk you guys through and show you what it looks like. Nothing on top. It's got 2 little boxes right there, so there's a break. There's a picture of the iPod, black and white with the Apple logo. And this was kind of just the beginning of Apple's resurgence. So the iPod in the case, and I don't think it came with a little clicker to control songs and volume. That may have been something that was added later, or you had to buy it separately. Showing the profile on the side, and they were showing that because they were so proud of how thin it was. And now, years later, you're like, that thing is huge. But at the time, it was still pretty cool. So iPod, Windows, 16 gigabytes. Let's see what we got in here. And I remember buying this from Best Buy when I was in college and just thinking, wow, how cool. I've got an iPod. I remember a way to keep all my music. Apple logo. Some specs, some features on the side here. Holds over 2,000 songs at near CD quality on a 10 gigabyte hard drive. At the time, that was just so incredible. Up to 10 hours of continuous playback. That's actually still really nice. Super portable at 6.5 ounces and only 0.72 inches thick. Plays MP3, WAV files, high resolution backlit display. Requires a PC with a FireWire port. I remember I had to buy an external FireWire card and plug it in. I don't know, includes an iPod remote, so it did come with a remote. Designed by Apple in California, assembled in Taiwan. Shows you how far things have come. Now everything is assembled in China. Alright, so let's see what we still have left in here. Open it up, Apple iPod. There are 2 boxes. Oh, there's still stuff in here. Wow, look at that. Still the original CDs. Well, I'm pretty meticulous about keeping things. I'm surprised I was back in the day. Original Apple CDs, warranty information, iPod at a glance. Let's see what iPod at a glance is. Turn it on. Turn it off. Light it up. Find out more. There's really not that much here. I guess it is truly at a glance. Go ahead and close that up. Let's see what else we got inside. So evidently I had another charger. So here's another Firewire iPod charger. Oh, what's in here? I don't know what was in there at the time, but I think it's just a cover. The iPod came in this little bag, which is actually kind of cool. It's nice. I should probably maybe still use this for something. But that's what was in there. This was the important box with all the stuff. Let's see what's in the other one. This one that just says iPod. Wow. Headphones. Maybe the iPod was in here originally. Headphones and little soft things for the ears. These are the original iPod headphones. Let's see what these look like. Let's open them up. Because I'm curious. You know, these are probably the same ones that were still shipping up until a few years ago. Nothing terribly fancy, just your same earbuds. Close this all back up. Anyway, guys, this is some stuff I found. I thought it would be cool to share with you. I was really interested in it. I don't know if you guys were, but I hope you enjoyed. This has been John Rettinger with a history of electronics past. If you want some more exclusive content, be sure to follow me on Twitter at www.twitter.com/John4Lakers. And be sure to check out the website, www.john4lakers.com. It's all user-generated content generated by you. Anyway, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.